What were your feelings while travelling to the Falkland Islands, on that journey out?
It was quite surreal, really. It was a bit sort of weird leaving Southampton because I'd never experienced anything like that. It was really the pomp and ceremony that probably the country hadn't seen for many a decade, because the Second World War was probably the last time we saw marching bands and ships sailing off to war, and possibly not even then. So this was really, really weird. I don't think anybody could have planned that or thought about that, because you look at the last 20, 30 years since the Falklands, not one single conflict has had a marching band send anybody off. So it was surreal from that perspective. And then we had an issue with the engines once we got into the Solent. You got into the channel and the engines broke down. They had to fly out mechanics to fix them. And then we set sail properly. But it was an epic journey.
So you broke down. How did you feel when that happened, when the engines broke down? Was that a scary time, or was it all quite regimented?
Didn't care.
No?
Nothing to do with me. I'm not a sailor. I was an infantry soldier. I was a mortarman. I had no control over the Navy whatsoever, and certainly not the merchant Navy, civilian Navy. But they got it fixed pretty quick. They had to. And then we motored on down to South Georgia via Freetown in northwest Africa. And then we went down through an iceberg flow, which was majestic in its rawest beauty, because it's Mother Nature at her most imperious. You see these things and there's so much more under the water than on top. And we sailed through the middle of it. And it was only later years I found out that we did it because there was a submarine following us.
Wow.
And we didn't know whose it was. They were sending signals from the QE2, but there was nothing coming back. And it's years later I told that story to somebody, and this little fella popped up and said, "Oh, he was definitely British." I said, "How do you know he was British?" He said, "Oh, I was on her. I was on board the submarine, and we were escorting you." I said, "Okay." I said, "But I'm still not quite convinced he was British." He said, "Oh, we got all your signals," he said. "We received them all. We couldn't send any back because the aerial was broken." It was at that point that I knew it was British.
Yeah, absolutely.